Hello, friends. Let me ask you something. Does getting out of your favorite armchair or carrying in all the grocery bags in one trip feel a little more challenging than it used to? Maybe you've noticed that your grip isn't quite as firm, or that climbing a flight of stairs leaves you feeling more winded. If you felt this, you are not alone. And it's not just a feeling. Research published in top medical journals shows that after the age of 60, we can lose muscle strength at a rate of 3% every single year. Think about that for a moment. Over a single decade, that's a potential 30% decline in the very strength that keeps us independent, active, and safe from falls. But what if I told you there's a hidden window of opportunity, an 8-hour period every single day that most of us are completely overlooking in our fight to stay strong? I'm talking about the time you spend sleeping. And if you've been telling yourself, well, this is just what getting older feels like, I am here today to respectfully and powerfully challenge that idea. Losing strength is a process, but it is not a destiny you have to accept. In the next 25 minutes, we are going on a deep dive. We're going to uncover how you can turn your sleep from a simple timeout into an active, muscle-rebuilding workshop. I'll give you a powerful toolkit of 4 specific, delicious, and easy bedtime foods that can help you fight muscle loss and start reclaiming your strength, starting tonight. The problem we're tackling today has a scientific name: sarcopenia. It's the age-related loss of muscle mass and function, but it's so much more than just a fancy word. As experts from the renowned Mayo Clinic point out, this isn't just about losing our beach muscles. Muscle is a fundamental organ. It powers our metabolism, maintains our mobility, and truly protects our independence. When we lose it, we don't just get weaker, we become more vulnerable. And here's what many people don't realize. Sarcopenia often kicks off a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. It works like this. As we lose muscle, our body's engine, our metabolism, naturally slows down. A slower metabolism makes it much easier to gain body fat, even if our weight on the scale doesn't change much. Now, this new fat isn't just sitting there. It's metabolically active, and it acts like a little factory, pumping out low-grade inflammatory signals throughout our body. Scientists even have a name for this state: inflammaging. And here's the cruel twist. Research from top institutions, including Johns Hopkins, suggests that this constant low-level inflammation is a major driver that actively breaks down even more muscle tissue. So weakness leads to fat gain, which leads to inflammation, which leads to even more weakness. It's a downward spiral. But today, we're here to learn how to break that cycle. Our goal is to arm you with a simple, powerful, and scientifically backed strategy to turn the tables on sarcopenia. We're going to transform your bedtime snack from a casual treat into a strategic tool for overnight muscle repair. And we won't be talking about fads or unproven theories. Everything we discuss today is grounded in solid research from trusted American institutions like the Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins Medicine, and the National Institute on Aging, as well as peer-reviewed studies on protein metabolism and sleep. Here's how we'll do it. We're going to walk through 4 specific bedtime foods one by one. For each food, we'll cover why it works based on the science, a simple action step you can take, and the crucial red flags or things to be mindful of. You'll definitely want to stick around for food number 3. It does something remarkable for the quality of your sleep itself. Let's begin. All right, let's dive in. Our first food is a humble classic that might be sitting in the back of your fridge right now: cottage cheese. Now, the magic of cottage cheese for our purpose lies in its unique protein composition. You see, the protein in milk is made of 2 main types: whey and casein, Whey is what's known as a fast protein. It digests quickly, making it great for a quick boost, maybe right after some physical activity. But cottage cheese is the undisputed champion of casein, a slow protein. In fact, about 80% of the protein in cottage cheese is casein. So why is slow so important for us, especially at night? Well, think of it like watering a garden. Whey protein is like dumping a big bucket of water on your plants. You get a big splash, but the water is absorbed and gone very quickly. Casein, on the other hand, is like a slow drip irrigation system. When you eat it, it forms a gel-like substance in the stomach. This dramatically slows down digestion and absorption. The result is a slow, steady release of amino acids, the building blocks of muscle, into your bloodstream for up to 6 or even 7 hours. This is the perfect solution to the biggest challenge of the night, the long fast. During sleep, our muscle-building processes tend to shut down because there are no nutrients available. Casein bridges that gap perfectly. It provides a sustained trickle of nutrients to your muscles all night long, preventing them from entering a catabolic or breakdown state. Instead, it helps keep them in an anabolic or building state while you sleep. I remember talking to a gentleman named Frank. He was in his early 70s and was getting really frustrated with his diminishing strength. He'd always thought of cottage cheese as diet food from the 80s, something you ate with a slice of cantaloupe. When he learned about the power of casein and started having a small bowl before bed, he told me after a month that it wasn't just about his strength. He said he felt more solid, more robust when he woke up in the morning. He stopped thinking of it as a diet food and started calling it his overnight construction crew. Your action step here is simple and delicious. Aim for about a half cup of low-fat or 2% cottage cheese, about 30 to 60 minutes before you plan to go to bed. This small serving will give you a fantastic 12 to 14 grams of high-quality, slow-release protein to fuel your muscles overnight. You can eat it plain, or if you like, top it with a few berries for a little extra flavor. Now, before you run to the store, there are 2 very important things to be mindful of. First is lactose intolerance. It's very common for our bodies to produce less of the enzyme needed to digest lactose, the sugar in milk, as we get older. If you find that regular cottage cheese gives you gas, bloating, or discomfort, don't give up on the strategy. First, try a smaller portion, maybe just a quarter cup. Many people with sensitivity find they can tolerate small amounts just fine. You can also look for lactose-free cottage cheese, which is now widely available in most grocery stores and works just as well. The second point is the most important one I'll make today, and I will repeat it for each food. If you have any pre-existing kidney disease, often called CKD, you must talk to your doctor before you start increasing your protein intake. For those with healthy kidneys, this amount of protein is perfectly safe and beneficial. But for kidneys that are already compromised, processing extra protein can be stressful and potentially harmful. Your health is always the #1 priority, so please have that conversation with your personal physician first. So we have our classic powerhouse. But what if you're looking for something a bit creamier with an added health benefit? That brings us directly to our second food. Coming in at #2 is another dairy all-star that has taken the world by storm in recent years: plain Greek yogurt. Just like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt gets its thick, creamy texture from being strained. This process removes some of the liquid whey and concentrates the protein, leaving it incredibly rich in that same slow-digesting casein protein we just talked about. A typical 6 or 7 ounce serving can pack a powerful 15 to 20 grams of protein, making it another fantastic choice for that overnight slow drip of amino acids to your muscles. But Greek yogurt has another trick up its sleeve, a benefit that cottage cheese doesn't have: probiotics. The live and active cultures in genuine Greek yogurt are beneficial bacteria that help support a healthy gut microbiome. And this is more important than you might think. Researchers are finding more and more links between a healthy gut and better overall health as we age. A balanced gut can help reduce that chronic inflammation we talked about earlier and support a stronger immune system. So with Greek yogurt, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're supporting your entire system. My neighbor, Carol, swore off yogurt years ago. She said it was always too thin, too watery, and loaded with sugar. I encouraged her to try plain, full-fat Greek yogurt, not the flavored kinds. She was hesitant, but she gave it a shot, adding just a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor. Now it's her go-to nightly ritual. She absolutely loves the thick, rich texture, and she told me she just feels better overall. Less bloating, more regular, which she attributes to both the protein and those helpful probiotics. Your action step here is to find a good quality, plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. I can't stress plain enough, as the flavored varieties are often no better than dessert, packed with added sugars that can disrupt your sleep and health goals. Enjoy about 3/4 of a cup before bed. This will provide a robust dose of casein protein. If you find it too tart on its own, you can mix in a few of the nuts we're about to discuss, or a tiny half-teaspoon of honey for a touch of sweetness. And again, the same two important considerations apply here. First, lactose. The good news with yogurt is that the live cultures actually help to break down some of the lactose for you. Because of this, many people who are sensitive to a glass of milk find they can tolerate Greek yogurt perfectly well. But as always, start with a small amount and see how your body feels. And once more, for anyone with kidney concerns, please have that conversation with your doctor before making this a daily habit. It's a simple check-in that ensures you're doing what's best for your unique health situation. All right, let's take a quick breath. We're halfway through, and we've already uncovered a huge secret to fighting muscle loss: fueling your body with slow-digesting casein protein before you go to sleep. We've seen how both cottage cheese and Greek yogurt act like a time-release capsule of amino acids, working for you all night long. The common thread here is being strategic. It's not just about what you eat, but when and why you eat it. And by the way, if you're finding this information valuable and empowering, it would mean the world to me if you'd just take a second to tap that like button below. It's a small click for you, but it tells YouTube that this is important information, and it helps other folks just like you find our community. Thank you so much for that. Now, are you ready for the next two? This is where we get into some truly fascinating synergies. Let's talk about our third food. Our third bedtime food isn't a protein powerhouse on its own, but it's an incredibly powerful partner in our mission. I'm talking about a small handful of almonds or walnuts. This is where our strategy gets even smarter. Almonds and walnuts work on two critical fronts. First, they do provide some protein, and more importantly, healthy fats. These fats help to further slow down the digestion of anything else you eat with them, like our cottage cheese or yogurt, contributing to that steady, all-night nutrient supply. But here's the real magic, the part that makes this a true game changer. Almonds and walnuts are packed with two key nutrients that directly improve your sleep: magnesium and melatonin. Magnesium is often called nature's relaxant. It helps to calm the nervous system and relax your muscles, preparing your body for rest. And melatonin is the actual hormone that your brain uses to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. It's the signal that tells your body it's time to power down for the night. So these nuts don't just feed your muscles, they actively help you get deeper, more restorative sleep. And why is that so important? because as extensive research shows, it's during those deep stages of sleep that your body does its most important repair work. It's when key hormones for muscle growth and repair, like growth hormone, are released. If your sleep is poor or fragmented, you miss out on this critical hormonal window. On top of all that, a fascinating study published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition found that people who ate almonds daily reported less fatigue and muscle soreness after a bout of strenuous exercise. The nuts seem to lower inflammation and help the body recover more efficiently. They help create the perfect environment for muscle repair to happen. Think about it this way. My dad, Bob, used to have a cup of chamomile tea before bed to help him relax. When he started adding a small handful of almonds to his routine, he said it was a night and day difference. He wasn't just getting sleepy, he was getting quality sleep. He told me he stopped waking up as much during the night and felt genuinely refreshed in the morning for the first time in years. For him, it was the missing piece of his sleep puzzle. The action step here is to have a small, sensible handful. We're talking about 1 ounce, which is roughly 20 to 24 almonds, or about 10 to 14 walnut halves. You can have them alongside your cottage cheese or yogurt, or even just on their own. We're not looking to eat a huge bowl. We're just adding a strategic dose of these sleep-enhancing and recovery-boosting nutrients. The main thing to be mindful of here is calories. Nuts are wonderfully nutrient-dense, but they are also calorie-dense, so a small handful is all you need to get the benefits without overdoing it. And of course, if you have any nut allergies, this option is not for you. But don't worry, the other foods on our list are still incredibly effective on their own. So we've covered solid foods and a synergistic snack. But what about a simple, convenient, and powerful liquid option? That brings us to our final food, which is both a classic and a modern solution. Our final bedtime choice brings us full circle. It's the original source of all this protein magic, a simple glass of milk. And for those who want a more potent or dairy-friendly option, we'll also talk about its modern cousin, a casein protein shake. A simple glass of milk provides a naturally balanced blend of about 80% slow-digesting casein and 20% fast-acting whey protein. It gives you that wonderful slow-release benefit we've been talking about, all in a simple, familiar, and comforting form. A casein protein shake takes this concept and concentrates it. It's a powder made by carefully isolating the casein protein from milk. This gives you a powerful, targeted dose of that slow-digesting protein, often with very little sugar or fat. And because the manufacturing process removes most of the lactose, many people with mild to moderate lactose intolerance find they can handle a casein shake mixed with water without any issues. Now, it's really important to put this bedtime strategy into the right context. It's a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet. Research from leading institutions like Stanford's Center on Longevity is crystal clear. To truly build and maintain muscle after the age of 50, we need a two-pronged approach. We need adequate protein throughout the entire day, and we need to do some form of resistance training. Think of it like building a house. Resistance training, things like lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even doing body weight exercises like squats, is the signal that tells your body, we need to build muscle here. The protein you eat during the day is the supply of bricks and lumber that arrives at the construction site. And this special bedtime protein snack, that's the dedicated night crew that comes in to prevent theft and damage overnight and keeps the project moving forward while everyone else is resting. It's a brilliant tactic, but it works best as part of a complete strategy. I have a friend who is a retired school teacher. She loves to walk, but the idea of a protein shake was intimidating. She told me, "Oh, that's for those young bodybuilders at the gym." I explained that it's just food, a tool in a convenient form. She started small, mixing just half a scoop of casein powder into a small glass of milk before bed. For her, it was the convenience that won her over. No chewing, easy to digest, and she knew she was getting that high-quality, slow-release protein without any fuss. Your action step here is simple. If you're going with milk, an 8-ounce glass is perfect. If you want to try a casein protein shake, start with just half a scoop mixed with about 6 to 8 ounces of water or milk to see how you feel. Have this about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Look for a reputable brand with minimal added ingredients. And you know what I'm going to say. If you have a true milk allergy or severe lactose intolerance, a water-based casein shake might be a great fit. But you must check the label, as some can still contain traces of lactose. And for the last time, because it is that important, if you have any history of kidney issues, using a concentrated protein source like this absolutely requires a conversation with your doctor first. And now for a quick but very important reminder. I am an expert in communicating health information, but I am not your doctor. This video is for informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional, personalized medical advice. The strategies we've discussed are powerful, but you should always consult with your personal physician or a registered dietitian before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have underlying health conditions like kidney disease, diabetes, or lactose intolerance. Your health and safety are the #1 priority, so let's bring it all together. We've seen today that fighting back against age-related muscle loss isn't about some impossible fitness regimen or a magic pill. It's about being smart. It's about being strategic. It's about using the natural recovery period of sleep and giving your body the right fuel at the right time. Whether it's the slow drip protein from cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, the sleep-enhancing magic of almonds and walnuts, or the simple convenience of milk or a casein shake, you have powerful tools at your disposal. The single most important message I want you to leave with today is this: you are the chief executive of your own health. You are not a passive bystander to the aging process. You have the power to make small, intelligent choices like what you eat before bed that can have a profound and positive impact on your strength, your energy, and your ability to live a full, independent, and vibrant life. Now, I truly want to hear from you. Which of these 4 bedtime foods was the biggest aha moment for you? Or do you have another healthy bedtime snack that you swear by? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. I read every single one, and your wisdom helps our entire community grow stronger together. And if you found this deep dive helpful, and you want more practical, science-backed content to help you live your healthiest life, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and ring the little notification bell. It's the best way to make sure you never miss a video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It's an honor to be on this journey with you. Here's to your health, your strength, and your independence. I'll see you in the next video.